Hey, welcome to 101 Stars, a calm space journey you can watch or fall asleep to. There are billions of stars in our galaxy and far more across the universe. Tonight, I'll guide you through 101 of the most famous and fascinating ones, one by one in simple English, with a few quiet facts that make each star feel real. No rush, no noise, just space, light, and a story you can drift into. Let's begin.
Before we start the list, here's the only thing you need to read a star. First, color. Blue stars are hotter, red stars are cooler. Second, brightness can be tricky. A star can look bright because it's close or because it's truly huge. So in this series, I'll keep it simple. One calm idea per star, just enough to remember. Star number 1 is the one that makes every night possible, the sun. From space, sunlight is basically white because it's many colors mixed together. The sun is a steady, middle-aged star, about 4.6 billion years old, and it still has billions of years of fuel ahead. And now, star number 2, Proxima Centauri. It's the closest star beyond the sun, a small, dim red dwarf. You can't see it with your eyes, but it's our nearest neighbor in the dark.
Star number 3 and 4 are Alpha Centauri A and B. They're a close pair, two stars orbiting each other, and together they form the bright Alpha Centauri you hear about. One of them is very sun-like, so when you look toward that system, you're basically looking at a familiar kind of starlight, just from far away. Star number 5, Barnard's star. It isn't famous for being bright, it's famous for moving. Over the years, it shifts across the sky faster than almost any other star we can see, like a slow, silent traveler. And star number 6, Sirius. It's the brightest star in the night sky. It looks like a single brilliant light, but it has a partner, a tiny, dense white dwarf orbiting beside it. Next, we'll head to stars you can spot easily in the seasonal sky.
Star number 7, Vega. It's a bright blue-white star, and for a long time it was used as a kind of reference for brightness. It's one of those stars that feels clean and sharp, like a cold, steady spotlight in summer skies. Star number 8, Arcturus. This one looks warm, more orange than white. It's a giant star, and it's easy to spot once you know the trick. Follow the curve of the Big Dipper's handle and you arc to Arcturus. Star number 9, Capella. Capella is a strong winter light, bright, steady, and a little golden. It's one of those stars that makes the cold sky feel more alive. And star number 10, Rigel. Rigel sits in Orion, and it shines blue-white. It looks like one bright point, but it's incredibly powerful, far away and still lighting up our sky. Next, we'll stay in Orion and meet a star that looks completely different, Betelgeuse.
Star number 11, Betelgeuse. It's a red supergiant in Orion, warm, huge, and a little unpredictable. It can change brightness over time, so it feels almost alive, like a slow-burning ember in the sky. Star number 12, Aldebaran. It's the orange eye of Taurus. Not as gigantic as Betelgeuse, but still a swollen, aging star, and one of the easiest warm stars to recognize once you've seen it. Star number 13, Antares. Deep red, low in the sky, and often called the heart of Scorpius. It's another supergiant, massive, distant, and glowing like a quiet coal in the dark. And star number 14, Spica. Spica is the opposite mood, blue-white, sharp, and clean. It's a hot, powerful star in Virgo, a cold-looking light that's actually burning extremely hot.
Next, we'll use two stars as guides, one to find direction and one to measure distance in a whole new way.
Star number 15 is Polaris, the North Star. It isn't the brightest star in the sky, but it's famous for one reason. It sits almost above Earth's North Pole, so it barely seems to move. For travelers, it's been a quiet, reliable direction marker for centuries. Star number 16, Deneb. Deneb looks like a single calm star, but it's incredibly far away and still bright. That's the trick. Sometimes a star shines because it's close, and sometimes it shines because it's truly powerful. Star number 17, Altair. Altair is relatively nearby and bright, and it's known for spinning fast. If you could stand close, it wouldn't look perfectly round. It would look slightly flattened. And star number 18, Fomalhaut. A lonely, bright star in a wide, quiet part of the sky. It's one of those lights that feels like a lighthouse, simple, steady, and easy to remember. Next, we'll meet stars that live in pairs and stars that live in clusters.
Now let's look at stars that don't live alone. Some of the most famous lights in the sky are actually systems, stars with companions. Star number 19, Castor. In the constellation Gemini, Castor looks like one bright star, but it's really a family of stars bound together by gravity. Star number 20, Pollux, Castor's twin. Pollux is warmer and more golden, and it feels calmer, like a skivvy lantern in the night. Star number 21, Mizar. Find the handle of the Big Dipper and you'll see it, a bright point that becomes even more interesting up close. And star number 22, Alcor. Alcor sits right beside Mizar, a faint companion you can sometimes spot with the naked eye on a clear night. Next, we'll visit a pair that looks like two completely different colors, Albireo.
Star number 23, Albireo. It's one of the most beautiful double stars, not because it's the brightest, but because it looks like two different worlds. One star appears warm and golden, the other looks cool and blue. It's a simple reminder that color really does mean temperature. Star number 24, Algol. For most of the time, it looks steady, and then it fades and brightens again. That's because it's an eclipsing system, stars passing in front of each other like a slow, silent blink. And star number 25, Epsilon Lyrae, the double-double. At first, it looks like one pair, but with a telescope, each of those stars splits again, a quiet little family of lights inside a family of lights. Next, we'll drift into a cluster you can see even without a telescope, the Pleiades.
Star number 26 is the Pleiades, the Seven Sisters. It's not one star, but a small open cluster, a family born from the same cloud. Most of the bright stars you notice there are hot, blue-white, young and intense. And that soft blue glow around them isn't heat, it's dust reflecting their starlight like fog catching a street lamp. In dark skies, you can see a handful of them with your eyes. With binoculars, the cluster turns into a whole sparkling group. So for stars 27 to 34, think of them as names inside the same family: Alcyone, Maia, Electra, Taygeta, Merope, Seleno, and Sterope, all part of the same quiet sisterhood of light. Next, we'll leave the cluster and meet stars that are famous for one moment, explosions, and endings. Now we'll meet stars that are famous not for how they look, but for what they can become. Star number 35, Eta Carinea. It's unstable, a massive system that has already erupted before, throwing material into space like a slow-motion storm. Star number 36, Supernova 1987A. Not a single star you can point at tonight, but a famous event, a star that ended its life in a burst of light we could observe in modern times. Star number 37, the Crab Pulsar. It's what remains after a supernova, a tiny, ultra-dense object spinning and sweeping beams of energy like a quiet cosmic lighthouse. And star number 38, VY Canis Majoris, a gigantic red hypergiant, so large that if it replaced our Sun, it would reach far beyond the orbit of Mars. It's a reminder that star can mean something far bigger than we imagine. Next, we'll slow down again and look at stars that host planets, including worlds that might be rocky. Now let's slow down and look at stars that host planets, worlds that are real, even if we'll never visit them. Star number 39, 51 Pegasi. It became famous because it was one of the first sun-like stars where we found a planet, a giant world orbiting extremely close, a hot Jupiter. Star number 40, TRAPPIST-1, a small, cool red dwarf with a whole system of rocky planets packed in tight. Some of them sit in the so-called habitable zone, where liquid water could be possible. Star number 41, Kepler 452. It's known for a planet sometimes called Earth-like, not because we know it's habitable, but because it's roughly the right size and distance from its star. And star number 42, Tau Ceti, a quiet, sun-like neighbor, close enough to feel familiar. It's the kind of star that makes you wonder how many calm, ordinary worlds might be out there, unseen. Next, we'll meet stars that are famous for their light, not just what they are, but how they're used to measure the universe. Some stars are famous because they help us measure the universe. Star number 43, Delta Cephei. It's a Cepheid variable, a star that slowly brightens and dims in a steady rhythm. That rhythm is useful. It helps astronomers estimate distance like a natural cosmic metronome. Star number 44, RR Lyrae. These stars also pulse, and they're used to measure distances inside our galaxy, especially in old star clusters. Star number 45, Polaris, again, but this time for a different reason. It's not just a direction star, it's also a Cepheid variable, quietly pulsing while it guides the north. And star number 46, a Type 1a supernova, a standard candle. Not one star you can point to right now, but an event that acts like a ruler for deep space, because its brightness follows a reliable pattern. Next, we'll go back to stars you can spot easily, bright names in familiar constellations. Now, let's go back to stars you can actually spot, bright names in familiar patterns. Star number 47, Procyon. It's part of the Winter Triangle, and it has that clean white light that feels sharp on cold nights. It's not the biggest star story. It's famous because it's easy to find and easy to remember. Star number 48, Regulus. Regulus is the heart of Leo, a bright, steady point that makes the whole constellation feel like a sign in the sky. Simple, confident, unmistakable. Star number 49, Canopus. If you live far enough south, Canopus becomes a major landmark, one of the brightest stars in the night sky. It's the kind of light that doesn't twinkle politely, it dominates. And star number 50, Achernar. A hot blue-white star that's famous for spinning so fast it becomes slightly flattened, like a star trying to stretch itself sideways. Next, we'll meet stars that feel like pure color again, deep red, icy blue, and everything in between. Star number 51, Mu Cephei, the Garnet Star. It's a deep, rich red, one of those stars that almost looks like a glowing ember. It reminds you that some stars don't just shine, they smolder. Star number 52, Bellatrix, a sharp blue-white star in Orion, clean, icy, and intense. Blue light like this usually means extreme heat. Star number 53, Olnatak, one of the stars in Orion's belt. It's hot and blue, and it sits near clouds of gas and dust, places where new stars are born. Even a single bright point can be a doorway into a much bigger story. And star number 54, Gacrux in the Southern Cross, warm, orange-red, calm and steady. A different kind of color, a different kind of age. Not every bright star is young. Some are old, swollen, and quietly changing. Next, we'll follow Orion deeper into the places where stars are born, nebulae and stellar nurseries. Now we're going deeper into Orion. Not just stars, but the places where stars are born. Star number 55, the Orion Nebula. To the eye, it can look like a faint smudge, but it's a real stellar nursery, gas, dust, and newborn stars hidden inside. Star number 56, the Trapezium. At the heart of that nebula is a tiny group of young, hot stars. They light up the cloud from the inside, like lanterns in fog. Star number 57, the Pillars of Creation. Not a star, but a famous region where new stars form inside towering columns of dust. It's a reminder that the universe builds things slowly and beautifully. And star number 58, the Eagle Nebula, the larger home of those pillars, a place where gravity is quietly pulling gas together, making future suns. Next, we'll meet the stars that have already passed their birth stage, compact leftovers, white dwarfs, and neutron stars. Now we're leaving nurseries behind and meeting what stars can become after a long life. Star number 59, Sirius B. It's a white dwarf. The dense core left after a sun-like star runs out of fuel. Small, extremely heavy, and still glowing with leftover heat. Star number 60, Procyon b. Another white dwarf, another reminder, the bright star you see can have a faint, almost invisible companion, a quiet ember of a past life. Star number 61, a neutron star. Imagine the mass of the sun crushed into something the size of a city. It doesn't shine like a normal star, it's a leftover, compact and unreal. And star number 62, a magnetar, a rare kind of neutron star with an insanely strong magnetic field. If the universe had extreme settings, this would be one of them, silent, invisible, but powerful. Next, we'll step back into the sky again and meet stars that are famous in stories, navigation, myths, and old names. Now let's step back into the human side of the sky, stars that became stories. Star number 63, Fomalhaut, a bright, lonely star sitting in a darker patch of sky. For centuries, it stood out like a single lamp over the horizon. Star number 64, Deneb, one of the stars of the Summer Triangle, far away but incredibly luminous. It's a reminder that some stars look modest only because they're distant. Star number 65, Capella, warm, golden, steady, a star that feels friendly. It's one of the brightest in the northern sky, easy to find, easy to remember. And star number 66, Antares, a deep red star, the rival of Mars. When it's low in the sky, it can look almost like a planet pretending to be a star. Next, we'll get more dramatic, stars that change in visible ways, eclipses, pulses, and sudden outbursts. Now for the stars that don't behave like steady lamps. They change, and sometimes you can notice it over time. Star number 67, Algol, again, but now as a story. It's the classic blinking star because it's an eclipsing system. One star passes in front of the other, and the light dips like a slow heartbeat. Star number 68, Mira, a long period variable. It fades and returns over months. For ancient skywatchers, this must have felt like a star that dies and comes back. Star number 69, Betelgeuse, a red supergiant that sometimes noticeably changes brightness. It's huge, unstable, and it reminds us that even famous stars are temporary. And star number 70, UV Ceti, a flare star,
usually quiet, then suddenly it flashes, like a tiny cosmic spark that wakes up and goes back to sleep. Next, we'll calm down again and visit stars that are close enough to feel personal, our neighborhood.
Now let's come closer to the stars in our neighborhood. Not the brightest, but the nearest. Star number 71, Barnard's Star. A small red dwarf that moves across the sky faster than almost any other star. A reminder that the night sky isn't frozen, it's alive. Star number 72, Wolf 359. It's very close to us, but so dim you can't see it with your eyes. Most stars in the galaxy are like this, small, quiet, and invisible from Earth. Star number 73, Luton's Star, another nearby red dwarf, and another place where we keep searching for planets. Close doesn't mean simple, it just means we can study it better. And star number 74, Epsilon Eridani, a young sun-like star, relatively close, with a dusty disk and signs of a developing system. It feels like looking at a younger version of our own neighborhood. Next, we'll meet stars that are famous for their shape, spinning fast, blowing winds, and stretching space around them. Now for stars that don't just shine, they move and shape themselves. Star number 75, Vega. It spins fast, it's bright, and it became a kind of reference point, a star people used to call zero in brightness. Star number 76, Altair. Altair rotates so quickly that it's slightly flattened, not a perfect sphere, but a star stretched at the equator. Star number 77, Spica. A hot blue star system with strong stellar winds. Its light can feel sharp and clean, like it's cutting through the sky. And star number 78, P Cygni. A rare, unstable star famous for the signature of its winds. It's basically a star shedding material into space. Next, we'll end this chapter with stars that feel like pure symbols, the brightest name stars people learn first. Now let's finish this section with stars that feel like pure symbols, the ones people learn first. Star number 79, Arcturus. Warm, bright, and easy to find. It's one of those stars that looks like it belongs to our sky, steady and confident. Star number 80, Aldebaran. A deep orange star, the eye of Taurus. It feels old and calm, like an ember sitting inside a larger story. Star number 81, Castor. To the eye, it's one star, but it's actually a complex multiple system, a reminder that the sky is full of hidden pairs and families. And star number 82, Pollux. Brighter, warmer, and famously paired with Castor in the twins. Two names, one myth, and a sky that keeps repeating patterns. Next, we'll head toward the grand finale, the brightest extremes, the stars that are so luminous, so huge, they rewrite what star even means. Now for the stars that feel almost unfair. So bright, so huge, they change your idea of what a star even is. Star number 83, Rigel. A blue supergiant, bright enough to look like a pure white beacon even from far away. Star number 84, Deneb again, but this time as a warning about distance. If Deneb were as close as our nearest stars, it would look terrifyingly bright. Star number 85, R136A1, one of the most massive stars we know, a star that pushes the limits of what can exist before it tears itself apart. And star number 86, S Doradus, a luminous blue variable, a star that can change dramatically as it sheds material, like it can't decide what shape to be. Next, we'll finish with stars that feel like endings, the ones that explode, vanish, or leave the most extreme remnants behind. Now for the endings, the stars that don't just fade. They transform the universe around them. Star number 87, a core collapse supernova. A massive star reaches the end, and in a moment it throws its outer layers into space. For a short time, it can outshine an entire galaxy. Star number 88, Cassiopeia A, a famous supernova remnant, a torn, expanding cloud that still glows centuries after the blast. It's like a footprint of a star that's gone. Star number 89, a black hole's companion star. Sometimes a star orbits something you can't see, slowly feeding it, and the invisible thing becomes the main character. And star number 90, a gamma ray burst, one of the most extreme events we know, a narrow, powerful flash that can be detected across billions of light years. Next, we'll slow down for the closing, the last few stars, and a calm reminder. The sky is full of stories we'll never finish. Now we're in the final stretch, the stars that feel like the universe showing its limits. Star number 91, Eta Carinae, an unstable giant that has erupted before, not as a supernova, but as a massive outburst. It's like a star that can't hold itself together. Star number 92, VY Canis Majoris, a red hypergiant, enormous, messy, and losing material in the space. Not a clean sphere, more like a glowing storm. Star number 93, UY Scuti, another extreme giant. Its size is hard to picture. It reminds you that star can mean something far beyond our sun. And star number 94, the Crab Pulsar, a neutron star spinning fast, sending a steady pulse like a cosmic lighthouse. A tiny leftover, but with a signal you could feel. Next, we'll finish with the truly strange and the truly close, the stars that break expectations and the ones that bring us back home. Now for the stars that break expectations and the ones that bring us back home. Star number 95, Tabby's star, a star that confused everyone because its brightness dipped in strange, irregular ways. Most explanations are natural, but the real lesson is simple. The sky can still surprise us. Star number 96, Kepler 452, a sun-like star far away. Not famous because you can see it, but because it reminds us how many sun-like stars exist, each with their own worlds. And star number 98, Alpha Centauri b, a little smaller and cooler than our sun, a quiet twin next door. Next, we'll end with the last three, the star you already know, the star you can't miss, and the final calm message to fall asleep with. Now we're at the last three, the ones that bring everything back to something familiar. Star number 99, Proxima Centauri. Again, it's dim, it's small, and yet it's our closest neighbor beyond the sun. A reminder that the stars closest to us are not always the ones that look impressive. Star number 100, Sirius, the brightest star in the night sky, impossible to miss. It doesn't need a story, its light is the story. And star number 101, the Sun, again, for the closing. Not the biggest, not the brightest in the universe, but the one that makes every day on Earth possible. And here's the calm thought to end on. Above your head, there are billions of stars, and every one of them is a different kind of time. So if your mind is busy tonight, just look up in your imagination, pick one calm point of light, and let it carry the noise away.